Hello dear student, welcome to our new session of electrostats. It's your 10th lecture and in last lecture we already studied about what actually electric dipole is and electric field due to dipole on axial line as well as on equatorial line. So I'll repeat once again, dipole is basically system of two-point charge having equal in magnitude but opposite by nature, separated by a very small distance. This combination of two charge is said to be dipole system, as we all know. And for any dipole, there is one more thing called dipole moment. And we know that the value of dipole moment is magnitude of positive charge multiplied by separation between the charge. And we know that dipole moment is basically a vector quantity which is always starting from negative and end towards positive, or we can say the direction of dipole moment is always from negative charge to positive charge. And we'll already studied about electric field on axial line and on equatorial line, as we know that the line which is parallel to dipole moment is called axial line and the line which is perpendicular to dipole moment is called equatorial line. So we have two lines, one is axial line and other is equatorial line. Axial line is parallel to dipole moment and equatorial line is perpendicular to dipole moment. These lines are defined with respect to dipole moment. Remember this thing, lines are defined with respect to dipole moment, and we'll find electric field along axial line as well as on equatorial line. Now we are moving forward and we'll find, write down our today's heading, that is torque acting on dipole system. Torque acting on dipole system when placed in uniform electric field. Torque acting on dipole system when placed in uniform electric field. Here we have two words, one is torque and other is uniform electric field. First of all, what actually uniform electric field is? So dear student, uniform electric field means that electric field, or we can say electric field in that region where electric field is constant. So we'll say uniform electric field is basically, uniform electric field is also called constant electric field. Uniform electric field is also called constant electric field. Remember this thing, if electric field is uniform, it implies throughout the region electric field is constant. So electric field if uniform, then see what basically concept is, let's suppose we have an electric field and this electric field is constant. In this electric field, let's suppose a dipole system is placed, and we know that dipole system means combination of one positive charge and other negative charge. So let's suppose here we have a constant electric field in which dipole system is present. The dipole system carry plus q charge and minus q charge separated by a very small distance called 2a. Now see, in this topic we'll place dipole system a tilting way. You are seeing here this dipole system is making some angle, let's suppose theta with this electric field. Dipole system is making angle theta with this electric field. Now come to the point what actually torque is. As in first year you already studied about torque. Torque is basically, I am repeating once again so that things are clear. Torque is basically rotating ability of force is called torque. Rotating ability of force is called torque. See what actually torque is. If I am applying some force on any object and due to that force the body starts rotating. I am applying any force on body and let's say the body starts performing rotational motion, or we can say body starts rotating. So if body starts rotating due to that force which we apply, then we will say this force is capable to rotate the body. Hence this force defines torque. I am repeating once again, rotating. See, torque is not a new concept. Torque is basically rotating ability of force. If I am applying some force on any object and let's say due to that force the body starts performing rotational motion, then we will say okay, this force has ability to rotate the body, hence its torque is defined. If I am applying force on any body but the body cannot able to rotate, so we will say this force is not capable to rotate the body, hence its torque is 0. So remember dear student, torque is not a new concept, it is basically relation of force. Torque is nothing but rotating ability of force is called torque. Rotating ability of force is called torque. If force is capable to rotate the body, then its torque is defined. If force is not capable to rotate the body, then its torque is considered to be 0. Remember, I am repeating once again, if due to force body starts performing rotational motion, or we can say if due to torque body is capable to rotate, then its torque is defined. But if body cannot perform rotational motion, body is not capable to perform rotational motion, then we will say the torque of that body is equals to 0. So torque is not a new concept. Now moving forward, torque is, dear student, a vector quantity. Remember, it is a vector quantity and the formula of torque is tau is equals to force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to point of application. Axis of rotation to point of application. See what actually torque is. I am defining here. Let's suppose we have a body and we'll apply some force on this body, let's say F at this point. Now see, let's suppose the body starts performing rotational motion like this due to this force. So any rotation can take place about a fixed axis. You will studied already in +1 class, or we can say first year, that let's suppose this is a point with respect to body starts performing rotational motion due to this force. So that point is called axis of rotation. The point about which body performs rotational motion is said to be axis of rotation. Now see, dear student, let's suppose this point is basically the point called axis of rotation to point of application. This point is called point of application. The point where we'll apply force is called point of application. Now see, this force, let's make a line along this force. This line on which force is acting is called line of action. So this definition, the formula of torque is also said to be force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. Instead of point of application, you will also write line of action. Line of action. So this is basically line of action. Line of action means the line along which force is acting, or the point where force is acting is called point of application, and this point along which body performs rotational motion is said to be axis of rotation. So what torque is basically, see, I'm saying that due to this force, let's suppose the body starts performing rotational motion. So the point along which body performs rotational motion is said to be axis of rotation. Is said to be axis of rotation. So what is the formula of torque? It is force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to point of application, or we can say line of action. I already tell you, line of action means the line along which force is acting. So perpendicular distance. So this distance is considered to be perpendicular distance. So this is what torque is. I am repeating once again. Torque is not a new concept, my dear student. Torque is basically ability of force. If you are applying force on any body, and due to that force, if body starts performing rotational motion, then we will say torque is defined, because force is capable to rotate the body. But if due to the force body cannot capable to rotate, then we will say there is no torque acting on body, because force is not capable to rotate the body. In that case, we will say torque is equals to 0. And remember the formula, this concept is very important. So torque is basically force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to point of application, or we can say line of action. We will take perpendicular distance. Remember, perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. So this is what torque is, and remember, torque is vector quantity. Torque is vector quantity. The formula, one more formula of torque is, it is F vector cross R vector, or we can say F R sine theta. So this is all about torque, which we'll use in this concept, that is torque acting on dipole system when placed in uniform electric field. So let's move forward. I hope you all understand the concept of torque. Let's start finding the relation of torque acting on dipole system if the dipole system is placed in uniform electric field. If the dipole system is placed in uniform electric field. So see, let's suppose we have a uniform electric field E having magnitude E. We have a uniform electric field. This is your uniform electric field. Let's suppose in this uniform electric field we have a dipole system, and we know that the dipole system is, dear student, combination of 2 point charges. One is positive and other is negative. The magnitude of charges on dipole system is same, but its nature is opposite. And let's suppose this dipole system is of distance, let's suppose 2a. So I'll write here, consider a dipole system placed in uniform electric field. First point. Second point, let the dipole moment is making angle theta with the electric field. And we all know that, my dear student, that the direction of dipole moment is always from negative to positive. Let's suppose this dipole system, or we can say dipole moment, is making angle theta. Now see, let's suppose we'll take a common point here like this. Now see, we know that the dipole system carry point charge. One is positive and other is negative. We know one more concept, that if any point charge is placed in electric field, or we can say uniform electric field, then that point charge experiences force. So I'll write here as dipole system carry point charges. Hence, these point charges experiences electric force F is equals to QE, as these are present in electric field. I already tell you that if any point charge is placed in electric field, then that point charge experiences electric force of magnitude F is equals to QE. And we know that if charge is positive, then the direction of electric force is along the direction of electric field. And if charge is negative, then the direction of electric force is opposite to direction of electric field, but magnitude remains same, that is F is equals to QE. If charge is positive, then force is along the direction of electric field, and if charge is negative, then force is opposite to direction of electric field, and these charges must be point charge. So what we'll see here, we'll see that the dipole system carry point charge. One is positive, another is negative. So one thing is clear, that we have 2 point charges which is placed in electric field. So what we'll say? We'll say due to this electric field, these point charges experiences force of magnitude F is equals to QE. Now see, both the charges carry similar magnitude. So the magnitude of force is also same, but their directions are opposite, because one charge is positive and other is negative, but magnitude remains same. It may be F is equals to QE. Now see, this is your positive charge. So the direction of electric force is along the direction of electric field. Its magnitude is F is equals to QE. Similarly, this is also a point charge, but this point charge by nature is negative. So the direction of electric force due to this electric field is opposite to direction of electric field, but magnitude remains same, that is F is equals to QE. Now see, due to this force which is opposite in direction but equal in magnitude, so due to this force, bacha, the dipole system starts performing rotational motion. So I'll write here, due to the force equal in magnitude, opposite by direction, dipole starts performing rotational motion. So what we'll say? We'll say due to these force which is equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, starts performing rotational motion. So I'll already tell you, beta, those forces which acts on body, and if body starts performing rotational motion, for that force we'll define its torque. So here also these forces will be capable to rotate this dipole system. So what we'll say? We'll say, okay, this force is capable to rotate the dipole system. We have to find its torque. So this point is basically, let's say, axis of rotation. So these forces capable to rotate the body, hence we'll find torque of both the forces. torque of both the forces, because both the force are capable to rotate the body. So one thing is clear, that if any dipole system is placed in uniform electric field, then that dipole system cannot perform linear motion. I'll write here in form of note that if any dipole system is placed in uniform electric field, then that dipole system cannot perform linear motion. In form of note, I'll write here, if dipole system is placed in uniform electric field, then the dipole system can't perform linear motion. So remember this thing, this dipole system cannot move forward, this dipole system cannot move backward, not upward and not downward. This dipole system starts performing rotational motion. Due to this dipole, due to these forces, the dipole system starts performing rotational motion. So I'll already tell you, those forces which are capable to define the torque, or we can say those forces which are capable to rotate the body, will define its torque. So now torque is defined due to both the forces, as both force rotating the dipole system, and we know that the value of torque is equals to force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. Axis of rotation to line of action. Axis of rotation to line of action. So now I'll make line of action, dear student. We know that the line along which force is acting is called line of action. So this is the line of action for force which is acting on plus q. Similarly, this is the line of action of force which is acting on minus q, and with respect to this point, this dipole system is performing rotational motion. So we'll say this point is basically axis of rotation. Now torque is force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. So this is your axis of rotation, and this is line of action for positive charge force, and this is the line of action for negative charge force. So we have to find its perpendicular distance, that is, this is your perpendicular distance, again here also this is your perpendicular distance. So we have to find this perpendicular distance. If we'll get this perpendicular distance, then this perpendicular distance and this perpendicular distance is similar. Now see, we have total distance between both the charges which is present in dipole system is 2a. So if I'll break this, I'll make a new photo so that you'll understand more. See, this is your uniform electric field, and in this uniform electric field a dipole system is placed. This is plus q charge, this is minus q charge, and this is your axis of rotation. So on this charge we have a force F equals to QE. Similarly on this charge we have a force F equals to QE, and we already say that the dipole system is placed in such a manner that with electric field this dipole system is making some angle. Let's say the angle is theta. So dear student, if this total distance is 2a, then from here it is a. This distance is a. Similarly, this distance is also a. We wish to find, this is your line of action of positive force and this is the line of action of negative force. So what we want to find? We want to find this distance and this distance, because torque is basically force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. So we wish to find this distance and this distance. See, this distance is A and this is making some angle theta with this axis. So let us consider this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. So if A is this distance and making some angle theta with this axis, then we will break its component. Let's say cos and sine. So if this angle is made with this line, then this line is said to be A cos theta. So this is your A cos theta and this perpendicular distance is A sin theta. Similarly, if this angle is theta, then this angle must be theta. And this distance is also A. So if this distance is A and this angle is theta with this axis, then we will say this is A cos theta and the perpendicular distance is A sin theta. I hope you all are getting how we'll get the perpendicular distance. One is A cos theta, one is A sin theta. We need perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. So you'll see the perpendicular distance of the force which is acting on plus q charge is A sin theta, and again the perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action of force which is acting on negative charge is also A sin theta. So I'll find torque for this force, similarly torque for this force, because both the force is capable to rotate the body. Due to these two forces, that's why the body is rotating, or we can say the dipole system is rotating. So moving forward, I will find torque. We know that torque is basically force into perpendicular distance. So tau 1 is torque for plus q charge force. So tau 1 is equals to force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. So I'll write tau 1 is equals to force is QE into perpendicular distance is A sin theta. This is the value of tau 1 due to this force which is acting on plus q charge. Similarly, we'll say tau 2 is torque for minus q charge force, because both the forces is capable to rotate the body. That's why I am finding torque for both the body, because I already tell you torque is for finding for those forces which are capable to rotate the body, and here both the forces are capable to rotate the body. So I'll write tau 2 is again force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. So dear student, tau 2 force is again QE and perpendicular distance is again A sin theta. So this is the torque due to negative charge force and this is the torque due to positive charge force. Now I'll find net torque. So net torque will be tau net will be tau 1 plus tau 2. So tau net is equals to QE A sin theta plus QEA sin theta. So what we'll write? We'll write 2QEA sin theta. 2QEA sin theta. Now see dear student, we know that the value of dipole moment is magnitude of positive charge and separation between the charge, that is 2A. So see here, we have 2, we have Q and we have A. So what we'll write? We'll write tau net is equals to, instead of 2Q and A, I'll write P as dipole moment. So PE sin theta. This is the value of torque which is acting on this dipole placed in uniform electric field, making some angle theta with electric field. Now see, P is basically dipole moment, E is electric field and sin theta. So where theta is angle between P and E. Both are vector quantity. Remember, P means dipole moment and E is electric field. So if I know the property of vector, then we know cross product of two vector quantity, that is A vector cross B vector, is magnitude of A, magnitude of B and sine theta. So we know that P, that is dipole moment, is vector quantity. Similarly, E is electric field, again a vector quantity, and sine theta. So we have vector, vector and sine theta. So I'll write tau is equals to P vector cross E vector. So I'll define torque due to torque on dipole system placed in electric field is cross product of dipole moment and electric field is torque acting on dipole system placed in uniform electric field. So this is all about, my dear student, torque which is acting on dipole system if it is placed in uniform electric field. It is tau net is equals to Pe sine theta, where P is dipole moment, E is electric field, and in sine theta, theta is angle between dipole moment and electric field. This formula is also right to be tau vector is equals to P vector cross E vector. As we know the relation of cross product, it is A vector cross B vector is equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B and sine theta. So I'll write dipole system is placed in uniform electric field, then it is defined as cross product of dipole moment and electric field is torque acting on dipole system placed in uniform electric field. I hope you all understand this concept. Remember, torque is nothing but a nature of force if the force is capable to rotate the body, and the formula of torque is force into perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. Axis of rotation means the point along which body is rotating, and line of action is the line along which the force is acting on body. So here force is electrostatic force, which is F equals to QE, because we know that dipole system is made up of 2 point charges, and if point charge are placed in electric field, then it is compulsory that charge experiences force of magnitude F is equals to QE. For positive charge, the direction of force is along the direction of electric field, and for negative charge, the direction of electric field is opposite to direction of electric, the direction of electric force is opposite to direction of electric field. Remember, for finding torque, you have to find the perpendicular distance from axis of rotation to line of action. If you are capable to find the perpendicular distance, then it is very easy. Put in formula and find the torque. Here we have two torques because two forces acting on body, or we can say dipole system, and both the force, we can say due to both the force, dipole system is performing rotational motion. That's why I'll find torque of both the forces, and then we'll add it because we wish to find net torque which is acting on dipole system. So I hope you all understand all the concept of electric dipole, electric field due to electric dipole on axial line, electric field due to electric dipole on equatorial line, and the torque acting on electric dipole if placed in uniform electric field. It is Pe sine theta, or we can say P vector cross E vector. Now we'll perform some numerical. So write down the statement of numerical, my dear student. Two charges. We'll start with very easy numericals. Write down two charges plus 5 microcoulomb, two charges plus 5 microcoulomb and another minus 5 microcoulomb. Two charges plus 5 microcoulomb and minus 5 microcoulomb are placed 1 mm apart, are placed 1 mm apart. Find the dipole moment. Find the dipole moment. Find the dipole moment. So we have two charges, one is of plus 5 microcoulomb and other is of minus 5 microcoulomb. These charges are separated by 1 mm. So I'll convert this 1 mm into meter. It is 10 raised power 3 meter. And if we wish to convert microcoulomb into coulomb, multiply it with 10 raised power minus 6. Now we have to find the dipole moment. So we know that dipole moment is equals to magnitude of positive charge and separation between the charge. So it is 2a. So the value of r is the value of 2a is r, which is 10 raised power minus 3. So I'll write charge is 5 microcoulomb, so 5 into 10 raised power minus 6 multiply 2a, separation it is 10 raised power minus 3. So P is equals to 5 into 10 raised power minus 9 coulomb meter. Coulomb meter. This is the value of dipole moment which is acting on this dipole. This is the dipole moment of this dipole. Now I hope you all understand. This is a very easy question. Write down next question. An electric dipole when held at 30 degree, an electric dipole when held at 30 degree, an electric dipole when held at 30 degree, when held at 30 degree with respect to an electric field, with respect to an electric field, with respect to an electric field of 10 raised power 4 Newton per coulomb, of 10 raised power 4 Newton per coulomb, experiences a torque of 9 into 10 raised power minus 26 Newton meter. 9 into 10 raised power minus 26 Newton meter. Calculate dipole moment. Calculate dipole moment of the dipole. Calculate dipole moment of the dipole. So dear students, see, we have in question, we have the value of electric field, we have the value of torque which is acting on dipole, we have the angle which is making between dipole moment and electric field. This is the angle which is 30 degree. The value of electric field is 10 raised power 4 Newton per coulomb and the value of torque is 9 into 10 raised power minus 26. I hope you all, if understand, then capable to find. Try to solve by yourself. So we know that torque is equals to Pe sin theta. We wish to find the value of dipole moment. So dipole moment is tau by E sin theta. So we know that the value of torque is 9 into 10 raised power minus 26 divided by the value of electric field is 10 raised power 4 multiply sine, and theta is 30, it is half. So I'll write 9 into 10 raised power minus 26 divided by 10 raised power 4 into 0.5. It is the value of half. Try to solve. Try to find the answer. The answer is 1.8 into 10 raised power minus 29 and the value of dipole moment Q into 2A, that is coulomb meter. This is the value of dipole moment. Copy it and if you are capable to find by your own, find it by your own. So this is about the value of dipole moment. Now write down a special case related to the topic torque acting on dipole system. Write down special case for torque acting on dipole system. Special case for torque acting on dipole system. Torque acting on dipole system. So let's suppose we have an electric field, and in this electric field, let's suppose a dipole system is placed. We know that the value of torque is Pe sin theta, where theta is angle between dipole moment and electric field. Let's suppose if theta is 90 degree, it means let's suppose we have a dipole system like this, minus q plus q. Let's suppose in this case the dipole moment is from negative to positive. We will make similarly like this as well. In both the cases, the angle between dipole moment and electric field is, dear student, 90 degree. So angle between, I am taking angle between dipole moment and electric field is 90 degree. So what we'll get? We'll get tau is equals to Pe sin 90, and we know that sin 90 is equals to 1. So what we'll get? We'll get Pe into 1. So tau is equals to Pe. This torque is said to be maximum torque which is acting on dipole placed in uniform electric field. So if anyone asks what is the condition for maximum torque acting on dipole system placed in uniform electric field, then we'll say if dipole system is placed perpendicular to electric field, then the value of torque or acting on dipole is maximum. So I'll write here, if the dipole system is placed perpendicular to the electric field, then the dipole experiences maximum torque. Then the dipole experiences maximum torque, it is Pe. Now case 2, write down case 2. If dipole system, I hope you all understand, this is a very easy concept. Case 2, write down, if dipole system is placed parallel to the electric field. If dipole system is placed parallel to electric field. Now see, dear student, we have a electric field, let's suppose like this, and we have a dipole system E, let's say plus q and minus q, or we'll make minus q and plus q, one and same thing. So let's suppose we'll make like this, we'll take this situation in which the direction of dipole moment is along the direction of electric field. So we know that torque is equals to Pe sin theta. Now see, that dipole moment and electric field both are parallel to each other. So angle is 0 degree, and we know that sin 0 is 0. So tau is equals to Pe sin 0. So tau is equals to 0. So we can say in this situation the dipole system experiences minimum torque. So if anyone says what is the minimum torque, what is the condition of minimum torque acting on dipole system when placed in uniform electric field, then we'll answer, I'll write in form of note, if dipole system is placed parallel to electric field. If dipole system is placed parallel to electric field, then the torque experienced by dipole system is minimum. Remember, for maximum the dipole system must be placed perpendicular to electric field, and for minimum torque the dipole system must be placed parallel to the electric field. So I hope you all understand both the cases. Now write down the next question. Write down an electric dipole consists of two opposite charges. An electric dipole consists of two opposite charges of magnitude 1/3 into 10 raised power minus 7 coulomb. 1/3 into 10 raised power minus 7 coulomb, separated by 2 centimeter. That is, the value of 2A is 2 centimeter, because we are taking distance between charges in dipole system as 2A. So the value of 2A is 2 centimeter. So the dipole is placed in an external electric field. The dipole is placed in an external electric field of magnitude 3 into 10 raised power 7. 3 into 10 raised power 7 Newton per coulomb. What maximum torque does the electric field exert? What maximum torque does the electric field exert on dipole? So in this question, my dear student, we have to find the maximum torque acting on electric dipole due to electric field. So we know that for tau max, theta must be 90 degree, because sin 90 is maximum value for sine. So we know that torque is equals to PE sin theta, and for tau max it must be perpendicular, so sin 90. So tau max is equals to PE, because sin 90 is equals to 0. So P must be equal to Q into 2A, because P is dipole moment. We have given charge as well as separation between the charge. So I'll write 3 into 10 raised power minus 7 multiply 2 into 10 raised power minus 2. To convert it into meter, we'll multiply with 10 raised power minus 2. So tau max is equals to 1/3 into 10 raised power minus 7 multiply 2 into 10 raised power minus 2 into 2A. Q into 2A into E. E is 3 into 10 raised power 7. So my dear students, try to find the value of torque. It is equal to 0.02. If after solving you will get 0.02, the SI unit of torque is C, force into perpendicular distance, so it is Newton meter. Copy it and try to solve by your own. If you are capable to solve, then only you have to think that you understand the concept. Remember, torque is very important topic, so you must have all the knowledges for torque. So this is the numerical of torque. Now moving forward, write down the new numerical. Write down 2 point charges each of 5 microcoulomb. 2 point charges each of 5 microcoulomb, each of 5 microcoulomb but opposite in sign. Each of 5 microcoulomb but opposite of sign. See, we have two charges. 5 microcoulomb is very small charge, and they are saying that two charges of same magnitude but opposite by nature. So one is plus and another is minus. So we'll say that this is basically a dipole system. So 2 point charges each of 5 microcoulomb but opposite in sign are placed 4 centimeter apart. Are placed 4 centimeter apart. Are placed 4 centimeter apart. So we have 2 point charges, my dear student, but opposite in sign of magnitude plus q and minus q. Both are 5 microcoulomb and separation between them is 4 centimeter. So it is plus q and minus q separated by 4 centimeters. So this forms dipole system. Now calculate the electric field. Calculate the electric field intensity. Calculate the electric field intensity at a point distance 4 centimeter apart. At a point distance 4 centimeter apart from the midpoint on the axial line of the dipole. On the axial line of the dipole. On the axial line of the dipole. So what they are saying? They are saying, dear student, we have a dipole system and we know this line is basically axial line which is parallel to dipole moment. If I'll put the direction of dipole moment, it is like this, because the direction of dipole moment is always from negative to positive. So they are saying that from the center, that is O, 2 centimeter apart, I guess it is, calculate the electric field intensity at a point distance 4 centimeter apart. So this is the center. So we have to find electric field at this point P, which is 4 centimeter apart from the center of dipole. So this point is on axial line, and if we are taking this distance as A, similarly this distance is also BA. So the value of 2A is 4 centimeters, so it will be 0.04 meter, and the value of A is 2 centimeters, so it will be 0.02 meter. So we wish to find electric field on axial line. I already defined the concept of electric dipole on axial line. So the formula of electric field on axial line is 2 kpr upon r square minus a square whole raised per square. 2 kpr, we know that the value of electric field on axial line is equals to 2 kpr divided by r square minus a square raised square. Now solve this. Try to solve. Instead of p, you'll write q into 2a. So I'll write E axial is equals to 2. Instead of k, I'll write 9 into 10 raised per 9, because the value of k is 9 into 10 raised per 9. Multiply p. See, p is dipole moment, and we know that dipole moment is q into 2a. So I'll write q into 2a into r divided by r square minus a square square. R is basically the distance on which we wish to find the value of electric field. So the value of electric field, the value of r, I'll write it is 4 centimeters, so it is 0.04 meter. So E axial must be equal to 2 into 9 into 10 raised per 9 multiply q. Q is 5 microcoulomb, so it is 5 into 10 raised per minus 6 multiply 2a, it is 0.04 multiply r, so r is basically distance and it is also 0.04, so multiply 0.04 divided by r square, it is 0.04 square minus a, so a is 0.02 square and whole square. So this is the value of electric field on axial line. I hope you all understand. Try to find the answer. It will be 10 raised power 8 Newton per Coulomb. So I hope, dear student, you all understand all the concepts related to electric dipole. Try to learn the formula. If you are not aware with formula, then it is not possible that you will solve the numericals. So we will completed here dipole moment, each and every concept of dipole moment. In next class, we will start finding, see, kq by r square is basically electric field due to point charge at any point P. And I already tell you that, my dear student, charges is of two types. One is point charge and other is continuous charge. And we know that the meaning of continuous charge, the charge which is present on any continuous body like rod, wire, ring, disc, solid sphere, hollow sphere, these are continuous body. So if charge is putting on this body, the charge is distributed all over on its physical parameter. Like if we are talking about rod, then the physical parameter of rod is length. So if we'll put some charge on rod, that charge is not placed at any one point. The charge is distributed whole over on rod. So we'll say in that case the charge is continuous charge. And we know the formula of electric field due to point charge, but we don't aware how to find electric field due to continuous charge, or we can say due to charge which is present on continuous body. So from next class onwards, we'll start finding electric field due to continuous charge. Once we'll complete electric field due to continuous charge, then one part of this chapter will be completed. Then we'll step up with next topic, which is electric field lines. This electric field lines concept is very easy. So try to revise all the concept, try to revise all the topics, go through the video again and again, make your proper notes, try to learn, grab the formula, try to evaluate the process, how we'll proceed, and remember, electric field due to continuous charge is very important topic and quite tough compared to other topics. So be aware with that topics and try to learn previous all the lectures. Thank you so much, dear student. Meet you in next class with new topic called electric field due to continuous charge. Once we'll complete all these topics, then we'll proceed with numerical, so that we'll mix all the topic, mingle all the topic and practice the numerical. It will be more compatible. If we'll, instead of doing, small numericals, we'll mingle all the topic and start doing the numericals. So thank you so much. Soon we'll meet. Thank you so much, dear student.